Come on, dude. Were you at my preseason press conference?
Yeah.
What did I say?
You said you were going to talk about this point.
Awesome. Next one.
How does it feel, though, overall? You said there was a couple players that you knew were not going to play, Kohler and another one. How does it feel overall to kind of have most of the team healthy?
It feels great. This is the healthiest we've ever been. You know, as compared to where we were a year ago at this time. This team is healthy. They're energized. They're fresh. And we've had a physical camp. I think it's a real credit to Ivan Lewis and our strength and conditioning department of what they were able to get done in summer to prep us. We tweaked our schedule a little bit in the summer. We tweaked ourselves a little bit early on in training camp to get them ready for the grind of the season. And I felt like we've really tried to ramp up and build our roster and get stronger as training camp has gone through. And we've done it. It's unfortunate. We have 3 broken bones on our roster right now. We talk about Austin, we talk about Patrick Inawali, and obviously Eric Kohler, who we haven't had in all of training camp. And bones are bones. You know, it's not like a bruise. It's not something that you can fix even quicker. It takes time to heal. That's withstood the test of time. So, but everywhere else, I mean, I think our medical staff has done a great job. If we've gotten an ankle injury, if we've had a hamstring, if we've had a sore shoulder, of getting guys back healthy. And they looked sharp and crisp today and flying around and playing physical, fast football, which is where you want to be leading up to a game. And you don't want to have guys limping around on the field.
So your offense has evolved quite a bit over the past 4 or 5 years. Just what are some of the reasons and why have you kind of tinkered and changed a lot of the things that you want to do?
Right. Well, I've always tried to tailor our offense to the personnel that we have. And what was unique to me, Jerry, when I first got here, I was a dead set, pro style, under center offensive coordinator. When we got here, I inherited a freak at quarterback in Jake Locker. You know, when you're 6'3", 230, and you're running 4.4, I would have been a fool not to incorporate some of the quarterback run principles, some of the zone read principles at that time. The next year we go to play, we don't have a tight end on our roster, so we had to tweak it with our 3 wide packages with a fullback and different things to fit that system. The next year we got a little bit more back to the pro style approach. Keith scrambled around some, but there wasn't as much zone read because of Curse and Aguilar, and then the implementation of Austin and Harvickson back that year, and the way Chris ran the football. Last year we got back to a little bit more of some of the spread principles as well as some of the pro style stuff because of the depth and the John Amosa and really emerging at the fullback spot and all those things. So every year you evolve to try to fit the personnel that you have on your roster and give your team the best chance to be successful. So that's part of the reason why we went to some of the up-tempo stuff this year, is because I feel like it fits our personnel, especially the quarterback, to put him in the best position to be successful. And so we haven't changed systems. We've tweaked things to fit what I think best fits the roster that we have in place.
Steve, we moved from tight end to defensive tackle. How much has that kind of surprised you, and how much do you expect out of him Saturday?
Oh, he's going to play quite a bit. Evan will play quite a bit. He's had a great camp. I think that he really embraced the move. I try not to place expectations. This is what needs to happen for this to happen or that to happen. I really try to allow things to go as they flow, and then look at it with an open mind and say this feels right or this doesn't feel right. And I thought Evan embraced it. I thought our defensive coaches did a really good job. Coach Lupoy, Coach Wilcox, of throwing him into the fire, teaching him the principles, throwing him in the fire so we could gather as much information as we could. And he's just got that hard-nosed, blue-collar mentality. He's got the length naturally, and he's helped us. I think you'll still see him some implemented in a few packages on the offensive side of the ball. He was banging on me again about it today, making sure that we have enough of the game plan for him on offense too. But he's got the right mentality to do it.
And then Josh Shirley, where's he at?
Josh, as we know, is a very good pass rusher. It's a really competitive position right now with Kikaha coming back, formerly known as Jamora, with him back on the roster, with what Corey Littleton's doing, and now Josh Shirley. So when you talk about just depth on this team, that's a prime example of the rush position with 3 guys who have all started and played significant football for us. And that's the luxury that we're talking about. We can play and roll a lot of guys and be effective. So I think Josh will have a role. I think he's going to make some impact plays for us this fall. how it all plays out remains to be seen.
Getting back to the offense, kind of the Pac-12 trend seems to be that up-tempo, kind of fast. Does that maybe help your defense as well, seeing it in practice and kind of being a little more prepared for the more teams that are starting to do that?
Sure, I think our defense is getting exposed to quite a bit. We've even put a few plays in here in training camp that we probably won't run in season, but we know our defense is going to see. So we put them in to get them exposed to it. And it's been challenging on them, but I think they've really improved at defending the up-tempo, which was a key component for us. Coming into training camp, if you asked me 4 or 5 things that we needed to get better at, that was one of them, if not the top one, is our ability to defend the up-tempo spread teams. Not only schematically, but from a physical standpoint. I think we've addressed it really well. Boise comes out, goes up tempo Saturday night. I feel much better today defending that style of offense than I did 9 months ago.
Coach, this morning,
Just playing faster, put on your offensive line.
Communicating quickly. They have to decipher and they have to gather their information and then make decisions and then communicate with one another in a quickly manner, because the quarterback, you're going to see that hand, we want to go. Well, we can't go until everybody knows what to do. And so we talked quite a bit early on about when you get behind the wheel of a Ferrari, you only can drive it as fast as you can handle it. And it starts with the quarterback, and he's got to make sure all the parts are in line so that he can handle that vehicle so that it can go as fast as it can go. And it starts up front with the O-line. Their ability to communicate is critical.
You may not want to set expectations. A guy like John Ross, who's done a lot of different things, kind of back a little bit already. Is there some hesitation maybe not to put too much on the plate too early?
Well, yeah, I'll monitor that closely throughout the game. Everybody responds differently to the first time you're in that environment. These guys haven't played in front of 70,000 people before. But some guys will respond better. Some guys it might take a little bit longer. That's what we have to figure out as a staff as we get going, how they respond to the moment. I'll watch them in pregame warm-ups. I'll look for all those things. Who's the guy that all of a sudden is now wearing 10 wristbands in the locker room when he didn't wear any throughout training camp? Right then is a red light indicator for me. He's distracted, right? So I want to see the guys that can keep their same routine, whether it's from practice to game day. If you wear 10 wristbands every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, go ahead and wear 10 of them on Saturday. But if you don't be that guy. And so Deontay Cooper's going to take the field and he's going to look sweet. He's going to have tights on and wristbands and all that stuff, and that's how he is. Our other guys that don't wear gloves and wristbands, I'm expecting to see them to look the same that they look on Tuesday, Wednesday. So it starts there. It goes through pregame. It goes right into the first couple of series and plays and all those things. And then we'll try to focus on the guys that are handling the moment well. The guys that aren't, not that I'm totally discounting them, we just know that we have to bring them on a little bit slower.
are you confident that John Ross is the type of freshman that can handle
I
that?
feel good. We put him in as many tough situations as we could. I can't recreate 70,000 people. That's the part that I can't do. We've done everything from the hotel, the uniforms, to the dog walk, to pregame warm-ups, to putting him back there on punts with live punt coverage, to all those things. But until he actually has to do it, we'll see. But I feel good about it. He's got a great demeanor about himself.
This morning you mentioned some first-year guys that we should expect to see the field. I think it was Kevin King, Marcus Faria, John Ross, of course, and Kevin King. Any other freshmen or first-year guys that we
Walker
expect to
will
see?
see the field for us in safety. I think you'll see Damari Stringfellow. I think you'll see Darrell Danielson. When and how much, every guy varies. Every guy's different. I just know gradually as we move forward, some guys that may not play a whole bunch this first week, we feel like because of the growth that they've put in here over the last 3 weeks, they're going to help us in October and November. So we're going to bring some guys along a little slower. Other guys will get thrown in a little bit quicker, but I think those guys have a legitimate chance to really contribute for us.
Defending up tempo in a game is hard enough for a defensive coordinator on the defensive side without your own team doing it. But now that you guys can do it 100%, what was Justin's reaction when you first broached the topic with him?
He thought it was a great idea, and it was how it was going to happen, how we would practice is key. How many reps you get, when those reps occur, ones versus twos, when are the threes going. So there was a lot of gymnastics, not just in implementing the offense, how we were going to practice at this tempo, and then still be fresh come game day. And I think it's real credit to our staff. The guys, we really took our time and tried to be diligent in doing this and not just, hey, we're going to a huddle and here's the same practice plan. We've adjusted some things, we've shifted some things, we've incorporated walkthroughs in the middle of practice, and it's been great. I think that it's gone really, really well for us.